Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's dive on in. How is everyone doing? How was everyone's holiday? Let me know what you guys have been doing down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But nonetheless, I hope everybody is having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. We have started to see some significant traction in the market. Bitcoin did hit 38K just recently. XRP is trailing around 62 cents. Remember, this is a big area for XRP. There's a lot of resistance around this level, so we still need to see some movement. But on the 24-hour span, we are still seeing altcoins really moving heavy, which is very exciting. Some of these are great picks from the Patreon. For an example, Caspa, the Graph, these are great picks, SNX as well. So it's great to see some movement within this market, and it's only just the beginning. Listen, I strongly believe that we are going to start to see some very big moves in this market very soon. And the reason why I say that is because it's gearing up for it, right? It kind of feels very similar to the 2020 timeframe, but I don't like to compare timeframes like that. I really kind of just gauge what the market is looking like and how the market is feeling. We have started to see some big regulatory moves being made. Outside of that, Binance, one of the largest, if not the largest exchange within crypto, getting targeted, and then the market barely budging. That was a big sign that the market is still very strong, and we could still see a pullback on Bitcoin. Listen, I'm not saying that we're going to go to the moon immediately. I'm actually looking to see if Bitcoin can come back down and test some levels. Ultimately speaking, this 38K level that just got tapped, like, this told us that there is a lot of resistance up here. So me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing us retest the low from the middle of the month, which was right around like $35,000. If we do see that, that's a great buy opportunity on a lot of these altcoins, especially while Bitcoin dominance is trailing around like roughly 52%. So with that in mind, let's dive on in. Let's talk about some juicy stuff, because we are going to go in depth and infiltrate the leadership around Ripple and really kind of talk about a few things happening even with XRP. So let's start off with this 15-second long clip that got posted by XRP Daily over on X. We do see Rosie Rios, former US Treasurer, now a board member of Ripple. She states, "We're working on the future generation of currency." This video was from 2014, before she decided to join Ripple. Check this out.
The next gen $100 note is the last denomination of that particular family of notes. We're working on the future generation of currency. So that is my other job, is I'm the chair of the Advanced Counterfeit Deterrence Steering. Those of you
So a lot of people are taking this the wrong way. And again, you could speculate all day. She's talking about the future generation of money. Now, was she just talking about fiat currency at this time, or was she talking about the future currency? It's hard to say, right? We could speculate all day, like I've said, but one thing that I have been really kind of looking at with Rosie Rios and the whole moves happening around Ripple, I will say this. One thing to me that I like to look at is what is Ripple's overall goal here, right? So they're tapping into XRP, and they've been tapping into XRP since day one, really kind of looking into how they can revolutionize cross-border payments and the financial system utilizing blockchain solutions. XRP was their go-to because of how significant XRP is. Also, David Schwartz and a few other individuals were the ones behind XRP's creation. So obviously they know the power behind the XRP ledger and even XRP. So it makes sense on why they would want to tap into it, because they know how significant it is. And outside of that, right, as we do look at this future generation of money, it is going to be heavily centered around blockchain, DLT, crypto. We know this. And the leadership behind Ripple as well, I would assume, knows this, because they come from substantial backgrounds, which we are going to go in depth on, because I don't think a lot of people have fully researched some of these individuals. So we're going to dive into that here in a second, but I also want to share with you guys an updated view of what Rosie Rios really kind of believes in terms of blockchain and even crypto. And this goes all the way back to April of this year. And when you see, this is from Ripple, blockchain is here to stay. Former treasurer of the US and Ripple board member Rosie Rios explains why business and government should be working together for future growth and crypto innovation. Check it out.
I'm Rosie Rios, former treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple. What I like to talk about is really kind of this intersection between government and innovation. Certainly coming from the Bay Area, born and raised in Silicon Valley, I've seen a lot of change over time. And what I love is the conversation is really starting to happen in a constructive way where I think we as a region, we as a country, and perhaps we as a globe could really think about the future of fintech and who the stakeholders are and how we can make this effective for everyone. So when you think about growth, it's not just kind of GDP growth, which of course is a big part of the economy, but it's also where new growth comes from. And that usually comes from, certainly lately, in technology and innovation. So I think the benefit of why business and government should be working together is, again, providing that level of certainty for further expansion, further growth, and certainly more jobs for the economy. So blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And so it's not just how to facilitate commerce. There are other applications, whether it's NFTs, whether it's, selling real estate, whether it's, any type of financial ledger that can be recorded for posterity's sake. This is here to stay. And it's important and incumbent upon the government at every level, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, to really give some thought as to how those applications are going to benefit them and benefit everyone. But I think what's most important is what are those guardrails? What are those tracks that we can lay down in order to move forward in a way that really blazes the trail for future growth and future opportunities that we don't even know are there yet?
So there you guys have it. And again, this is all regarding the Crypto Means Business campaign that Ripple was running for a while. Again, on top of this topic, I do want to dive on into the leadership, because as we look at Crypto Means Business, right? Like if we go over here, we could see what's happening here. See how our blockchain solutions for finance can transform the way you make payments, manage value, and unlock innovation in your business today. What's kind of crazy about this is, listen, if you've been around this space for a while, maybe you've been, looking into, XRP for a while as well, go back a couple years ago. I'll just say like 4-5 years ago, like we've started to speculate then on what XRP could be. We've also speculated on the fact that, as we do look at XRP and as we look at, even all of crypto and we look at the future of finance, there's always that idea that, oh, well, crypto is 100% the future of payments and finance. But there wasn't really any major movement on that front. The Crypto Means Business campaign that Ripple is running is significant to me. Why? Well, because again, this is proving to us that crypto is the future. This is going to be the future. Like everyone is going to be tapping in to crypto and blockchain technology. That's extremely disruptive and it's going to change everything. And again, it all really kind of starts with businesses. The reason why business is so crucial here is because these are the enterprises. And think about it, right? If we'll say Google tomorrow said, all right, well, we're going to tap into blockchain and DLT, which by the way, full transparency, they already are. But once they go live with a crypto driven solution, how many millions and possibly even billions are going to be affected by that and immediately utilizing crypto-based technology? Because so many people look at this as, everyone will be making payments with XRP in the future, meaning they'll be, buying their coffee with XRP. That's not how it works. That's not how, mass adoption looks to me. Because remember, this is technology. That's what this is. This is technology that everyone will be using. The proof is already here. This Crypto Means Business campaign that Ripple has been running for a little bit of time now, this was proof of it. But beyond that, the leadership, right? Which everyone knows a lot of these names. If we scroll down, we could see Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz. Like these are the leadership members of Ripple, right? And we know a lot of these names, but I don't think that we know their substantial backgrounds. Now, the board of directors is where things get a little bit more interesting because, again, we know some of these names like Rosie Rios, for an example, but I don't think enough people realize the true backgrounds of some of the individuals on the leadership team. So first and foremost, right, Warren Jensen just recently joined Ripple in May. everyone freaked out about Warren Jensen because he had, a little bit of time at NBC, Delta Airlines, and then Amazon. Amazon was the big one, and then he worked at EA for about six years. Now, am I too bullish on this about how he worked at Amazon for 3 years or anything? No. I think that this is just one of many individuals at Ripple. And when you look at Amazon, a lot of them do come from Amazon. For an example, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about Stuart Alderati, because everyone knows Stu now, especially with the SEC lawsuit. He's the chief legal officer. His background alone is very substantial as well, right? He comes from American Express and even HSBC. He spent 8 years at American Express, and then he also spent 6 years at HSBC. And remember, HSBC just recently announced that they are going to tap into Medico for custody services. Again, this is just one name, by the way. Beyond this, we also have Devraj. He's the engineering at Ripple, SVP. He's been there for 3 years. Look at his background. Vice President Delivery Experience at Amazon. He was also a partner software development, cloud and enterprise at Microsoft. Then he also worked as a director at software development, consumer experience at Amazon for 11 years and 7 months, by the way. Again, this is another individual from Amazon. Then also over here from Sandy O'Connor. Yeah, this is a very significant name. 31 years and 4 months at JP Morgan Chase & Co. Yet we're so worried about JP Morgan replacing Ripple and, killing XRP. Why? This is an individual that spent 31 years and 4 months there. And she joined Ripple's board. Also, she also worked at the FDIC for 3 years and 5 months. She's still at the FDIC. That's right. The FDIC. She's been working at the board of directors at Ripple for about 3 years. And she just recently got a job at BNY Mellon as the board of directors from December 2021. So roughly 2 years now, almost 3. And then also over here, Craig Phillips, director at Ripple. Craig brings more than 35 years of industry expertise to Ripple, having held leadership roles at Morgan Stanley and BlackRock. Most recently, he served as a counselor to the Secretary of Treasury, where he oversaw regulatory framework development for the financial system under Executive Order 13772, as well as efforts to enhance the financial sector's cybersecurity through the Office of Critical Infrastructure Protection and Compliance Policy. He also supported the development of policy for housing finance reform. That's right. These are the types of people that are at Ripple. And also, by the way, you could also look at some of these other individuals. Masahi, I hope that I'm saying his name correctly. He is the executive officer and general counsel at SBI. He's also the CEO of SBI Ripple Asia. And he's held a significant role at Ripple for a little bit of time. Again, a lot of what he is doing relates to cross-border payments. But also, we have Anja. She comes from a substantial background as well. U.S. Department of State for about 1 year and 6 months. And then there's a few other ones here which aren't too significant, but they are still very significant positions that she did hold. And then, of course, yes, she is a board member at Ripple for about 6 years and 4 months. And then outside of all of this, right, we look at the partnerships that Ripple has, which we already know a lot of them. If you just go to Ripple's main website, you can see all of them scrolling along the way. But these partnerships are just what Ripple has. Think about the partnerships that Tranglo has and Medico have. These are companies that Ripple has acquired. Like, think about how crazy it is to be able to invest in the underlying technology that Ripple has been pioneering. That's what I look at. And beyond what Ripple is doing with XRP and the XRP ledger as well is very significant, because we already see the XRP ledger expanding. We also see use cases on the XRP ledger expanding, which is only going to promote XRP more in terms of value and growth. But beyond this, we also know that the next generation, because I want to go back to this video, the future generation of currency, we already know is on its way. Remember, right? We just recently seen this from the IMF managing director. Central bank digital currency can replace cash. Yeah, this is Kristalina Georgieva. She talked about how CBDCs could actually make cash obsolete because the demand for cash has been declining and the use of digital payments is increasing. We've also seen this become a big thing with the pandemic. The pandemic favored digital payments over utilizing cash in person for transactions because everybody was shopping online. And that was a big accelerator for this push. And now we're talking about more things with CBDCs such as cybersecurity threats, privacy concerns, financial stability implications, and even cross-border spillovers. Again, with everything that has been happening with CBDCs and the future of money, we already know that there's 93% of central banks already exploring CBDCs. And we also know that they need underlying technology that is extremely disruptive, that is extremely efficient. That's where DLT and blockchain come into place. And also remember, right? Ripple's already tapped in on this front. Shout out to MetaMan X for this. This is James Wallace. I just included this in a video recently. This is new. This is from November of this year.
Hi, my name is James Wallace, and this is Crypto in a Minute. Firstly, what does financial inclusion mean? Financial inclusion means that there are people all around the world, from the US to Africa to Asia, all over, that do not get access to financial services like other people. The reason is twofold. One is they typically have a very low income and they have no arrangement or no relationship already with a financial institution, so they have no credit history. And secondly, that the banks that serve in those countries, those are commercial organizations and they have shareholders that they have to be responsive to. And it's very difficult to make money out of people that have no money, right? It's a bit of a conundrum. However, with CBDCs, we can fix that. CBDCs are very low cost and can allow financial services to be provided on a much, much lower cost basis than you do today. So that will enable people to have simple payment opportunities. It will allow people to build up some credit history and have the ability to borrow some money so they can grow their business. I could go on and on and on about this, but I see that I'm up with my 60 seconds, so let's call it a day.
So there you guys have it. And again, right, like if we look at the CBDC initiatives from Ripple, I think everyone has blown out the proportion of, Ripple looking into the private XRP ledger for these CBDCs. Remember, right, they need the private ledger technology because central banks are going to be the ones in control. And at the end of the day, when we talk about CBDCs, how are all these CBDCs going to settle between one another? How is everything of value going to be settled between one another? Like, this is what we have been looking into. This is what we have been talking about. And this is where, in my opinion, XRP becomes a significant bridge currency. There is no private ledger XRP. There's no other XRP on the private ledger or anything like that. People have been talking about this forever. At the end of the day, what I'm looking at is Ripple becoming a dominant force within this new financial system because they've already got some of the largest players around our current financial system on board. Ripple has been pioneering this technology to major names like even the IMF and the BIS forever. And again, they've already been ahead of the game on this front because for over a decade, they've been building these connections, networking with the ones that they need to be networking with. And now we are starting to see significant traction on the front of this future generation of money. So with that in mind, I also want to let you guys in on the fact that DCENT Wallet is having a 40% off sale right now on their cold storage devices. You can get one for $109, which is $50 off, or you can get two for $128 off. This is significant. Guys, there could not be a better time to go and buy a cold storage device to make sure that you are securing yourself and securing your wealth. So go and get a DCENT Wallet. Links are down in the description below as well as in the comments below. Guys, this is the biggest sale of the year. So go and get one while this is in place. Only 8 days left. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.